Hi, this is Tracy Brewer, and I am coming to you today. I wanted to do some videos on resources that have been really helpful to me in my Christian life. So today I'm going to walk through 5 of my favorite Bible studies that I have done. I will say that none of these are new, but they have all at different times in the past have really spoken to me, and I think you would enjoy them if there are any of these that you haven't tried before. The first one is called Sweet Journey, and it is by Teri Maxwell. A dear friend from church actually gave me this, and I went through it myself and actually ended up buying copies for each of my daughters. And I like the way that she lays her study out. You actually answer questions as you go through the chapter, and then at the end she will have a homework section that you can fill out. And this particular one is just very practical. Some of the chapter titles, there's the need for discipleship, practical aspects of time in the Word, how to pray, scripture memorization. So these are just some very basic tenets in the Christian life, and she walks through the chapters, again, has questions as you go through, and then answers also at the end of the chapter, which is helpful if there's something you're not sure about. So that one is Sweet Journey by Teri Maxwell. I have done several of Jen Wilkin's studies, and this has been my favorite. This is God of Creation, a study of Genesis chapters 1 through 11. And I actually did the videos with this one. I don't always do the videos when I get a Bible study, but I really enjoyed those. Here, I enjoy Jen Wilkin's teaching. So, and her setup is there are 5 days a week that you actually go in and do the study. And again, it's broken down by days. You answer the questions as you go along. And then at the end of the chapter, there are group discussions if you are doing this as a Bible study group. And of course, a wrap up where you can fill in the blanks there, wrapping up the week. But this was just a wonderful reminder of all the things we can learn about God through creation and in those first chapters of Genesis. So I recommend this Jen Wilkin study, God of Creation. Third is The Power of Knowing God by Kay Arthur. And I will say that this is not in any particular order. I'm just showing you these as I stack them up here. But this one I actually did with a group in a Bible study. And I like here how she has the passages all written out as you go through the study, and you go through and mark them up. She has you draw attention to different things, underline things, circle things, just so they really stand out in the scripture. And then you walk through it and you answer the questions. And it says that it's a 6-week no homework Bible study, but I will say that in our group we took it a little slower. We really wanted to go deep into the different passages, and I really enjoyed this one, and I would like to do another one of hers in the future. The fourth one is one I did a long time ago. It is called A Woman of Prayer by Betty Henderson. Again, I have done a few of her studies, and this was in a time when I really wanted to focus on my prayer life. And there have been many times that I want to go back to that because that is something that I really know that I need to grow in. So I enjoyed studying this one. She has lots of questions. She walks through lots of different ideas on prayers. The first section is prayer principles. Then she has a section on prayer practiced. And then finally prayer portraits, where she actually walks through different people in the Bible and examines their prayer life and what they did. And again, I like this one because there are so many questions. You read a little bit and then you've got lots of questions to fill in, and it really helps you yourself get in and study the Bible and not just read what she learned as she studied these particular things on prayer. So I think you would really enjoy this one. Again, broken down by chapters and different things that she points out, questions that she asks that you can think about that are really helpful. And then the last one is The Armor of God by Priscilla Shirer. And I've done, again, several of her studies, but I think this was the first one I did, and I really enjoyed this one. It was very helpful to me. And hers are also broken down by days. And the first 4 days you're studying, and then when you get to the last day of the week, she actually has what is called, she does a digging deeper, or she will give you practical ways, things that you can do to implement what you've learned in the study. And again, I think this one is just really helps, the armor of God is a familiar passage to many of us, but this really helps you to dig down into it and see how you can apply it to life. I do think she is really great on her application of the things that she teaches in her studies. So I will actually put links to each one of these down below. So click through and check one of those out if you're looking for a really good Bible study. And I certainly go through times where I'm looking for a Bible study. So if there's one you have done and especially loved, then leave that down in the comments and I will go and check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.